Hey, everybody.
Hello.
It's me, DC and Kayla, and we will be talking all things young living and all of the bad stuff that's going on, non-compliant stuff. And if I'm new to Kayla's channel, hello, and Kayla's probably new to my channel. And just real quickly, I'm gonna let her introduce herself, and then I'll say a few things about me, and we'll get right to the videos.
Nice. What's up, everybody? So, if you're streaming in from DC's channel and you guys don't know me already, I am Kayla at Real Talk _ Safe Space. You can find me over on Instagram. I'm really active over there, and I try to put out at least 2 new videos on YouTube every week. I was in what is, in my opinion, a commercial cult for over 4 years. I was in Young Living Essential Oils. I'm a wife. I'm a stay-at-home mom of a toddler. So I create a lot of anti-MLM content, and I really don't have anything else to say, but I do think we have the Young Living thing in common. So let's talk about that.
For sure, for sure. My name's DC. I am married. We move around every 2 to 3 years with the military. I am a MLM dropout, and I have a lots to say recently about multi-level marketing and some of the exploitive stuff that happens. And I will keep this PG for if you are listening with little ones around. I will be on my best behavior. Hey, Kelly. Hey, Patty. And
Hey,
that's
everybody.
Kayla and me and Leah. Okay. Hi. Okay. So tonight we are gonna kind of
Oh,
go
sorry.
through. I think if you know anything about the anti-MLM space, you know we kind of already have big feelings about non-compliance, and it's not just, man, we had a bad experience and now we're just gonna wreck everything in our path. Tonight we're gonna talk about independent brand partners who are violating their own contract that they signed with Young Living, and why that is so, a little bit on why that's dangerous for consumers and why it's deceptive for potential recruits. Do you have anything to add, Kayla?
Just that, unfortunately, the breaking of compliance happens all the time. And when I was in Young Living, I just considered it a lack of training, which I think is probably still true, but also, what these people are getting trained on, in my opinion, is usually either one of 2 or 3 things: self-development being one of them, and how to overcome objections, and recruitment. They're not necessarily getting trained on essential oil safety and essential oil compliance as far as the company or the FTC goes. Especially, I feel like, personally, in my opinion, the further you go down into the pyramid, like the less you're going to be well trained as far as any of those things are concerned. That definitely happened to me.
Yeah, I think that's fair. And before we get too far into this video, this is not going to be a hate Thunderdome. We're just going to talk about the contracts that are available that independent brand partners sign um, when there's disparity between what's written and behavior that we see, our own opinions based off of our experience and what we can read and understand. We're not lawyers, we're just former independent brand partners looking to kind of give you a little bit of insight in some situations that you might see on in social media or even in your own personal life that's like, oh yeah, that is deceptive business practice, or you cannot be prescribing because you're not a medical professional, or hey, maybe we should not be putting undiluted essential oils on our kids. It's going to be a little bit of that. We're hoping that y'all will feel free to ask questions. Hey, Avery. I
Hey,
hope that
everybody.
you'll I hope that you'll feel free to ask questions. We are going to have banners up so that you'll kind of know what we're talking about as we go. And again, please leave comments, and Kayla and I would be so happy to answer them.
Yeah. And if I could just elaborate, I just
Yeah.
want to make it clear that we're not here to incite any sort of hate. This is commentary for educational purposes. All of this stuff was found publicly online. We have hidden everybody's identities. I say we, but mostly DC has done all of the all of the back end stuff, and she's amazing for that. So if you guys aren't following her, hello, you need to go follow her. Um, but just the fact that we're not trying to bully anybody, we're just highlighting the behaviors. We have nothing against any of these people personally. It has nothing to do with them as people. And in my opinion, a lot of these girls are victims of the multi-level marketing business structure, and they just don't realize it. So that's all I have on that.
Yeah, and if you do recognize the voices or the homes of the people that we will be showing in video, out of respect, please do not name them in the comments. I am trying to somewhat maintain the privacy of their kids because I have lots of big feelings about exploiting your children online, but that is another story. So if you do know who it is, keep it to yourself, and like, you can talk in DMs about it, but we are just trying to create a space that we can comment about potentially generic situations and not hone in on attacking one or two specific people. And yes, everything is censored except one girl, but we might end up not showing her. So we'll play it by ear.
We'll have to
We'll
see
play it.
how deep down the rabbit hole
Yes.
we get today.
Yes, yes. Okay. Alrighty. So let me go ahead. I'm going to share my screen, and let's see. I'm still a little bit new at this, so nope, wrong.
Oh, me too. I don't know how to host StreamYard, so I can't give you advice. I'm just like, you've got this.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so
Nice.
I think what we are, let me close some of these tabs. I'm just going to double check one of the videos real quick before I fully go into.
Yeah, for sure. No
Okay,
worries.
most of her face is blurred out, so it's just at the very end. I might pause it before it's.
Yeah, you can cut it short
Yeah.
if you need to, because
Yeah.
we're not trying to expose anybody.
Yeah. Actually, I'm just gonna skip this one for now, and we're gonna go straight in. I'm sorry. Before we begin, I'm
It's all
sorry.
good.
It's like a newbie error. I want to show you guys some parts of specific sections.
Let's do it. Of the brand partner agreement?
Yeah, policies and procedures first, and then
I don't
code of
even know
ethics.
if I've ever looked at the policies and procedures. I probably should have by now.
You are in for an exciting read. I will tell you that. And we're not going to read everything. This is not going to be boring, but I just want to show you like what's actually written down from Young Living, and then the videos will make more sense.
Like the contract that these people are actually agreeing to.
Yes,
the written
absolutely.
word.
Yes.
Interesting.
Because it's easy to get caught up in like, oh, they already dislike the multi-level marketing process. They're just hating.
Haters.
Yeah. In which,
Hater.
you know, sure. Let's see. Share screen. Window. Let's do.
Can't be bothered to bring anything negative into their echo chamber.
Yes. Here we go.
I really should have looked at this by now. See, this is something that is not.
It's not very much brought up
to people.
Yeah.
Like even when you sign up, I think there's maybe a sneaky little link in there somewhere to the policies and procedures, but nobody's going to take the time to read this.
From my understanding, they don't want to bog you down with the details because they don't want it to be like too difficult to duplicate.
Many pages is this?
Oh,
I can't see
it. It's a lot. It's like
a million.
It's 20. We're not going to read the whole thing. We're just going to go to a few specific parts. And
can you imagine?
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that would be so boring.
It's this whole like, you want to sign up to get the discount, and then nobody is going to sit down and read all of this.
Yeah. And funnily enough, they have recently reduced their code of ethics, which is crazy.
Did that happen with the compensation plan change?
Yeah, I think it did, because that used to be longer, which is why when you and I were talking on DM or in DMs where I said the disparagement of other companies goes against the code of ethics. Well, surprise, surprise, they've deleted that out of their own code of ethics. So disparaging other companies is fair game now for them, apparently.
I mean, we did it all the time when I was in. So just for context for people watching, I was in from 2017 until 2021, shortly after the comp plan shift. And you said you joined in 2019. When did you get out?
A few weeks ago, like 3 weeks ago. I don't know.
This is still fresh.
It is fresh. So I'm going to show you the original code of ethics because it's longer, and I think it's very close to what is in it right now. So The first point is you will follow the highest standards of honesty, professionalism, and integrity in the development and operation of your sales organization. That's pretty generic, kind of covers a multitude of sins. That's not really a sticking point for me. This is just saying that you will help your downline quickly and not ghost them. Is that what you would say, Kayla?
You will give prompt and efficient service to anyone whom you have introduced Young Living products, as well as to your downline members. Yeah. I suppose so. They want you to definitely stay on top of it, which if you're serious about your business, I don't know why you wouldn't be doing that anyway. Yeah. In my opinion, a lot of them are over enthusiastic in that regard anyway.
Yeah.
We do have a good question in the comments over here that I want to look at in a moment.
Okay, cool. Awesome. Yeah, why don't we go ahead and answer it right now, and then we can keep going through the code of ethics. And so if you click on it, which one do you want?
Yep, Jeanne is asking, don't they state in policies and procedures that if you decide to leave, Young Living will own your online account? I don't know this specifically. Now, I know that this is true with companies like Monate. So anytime a big team has left Monate, they've had to create entirely new Instagram accounts.
Oh, very interesting.
I don't know if that's true with Young Living. It might not be, and we're not going to read all 20 pages to find out right at this moment, but maybe we can.
Let me just do it. Let me see if I can pull it up.
Yeah, search.
Let's see.
Like social media.
Valid social security. I'm sure it'll have social media somewhere. Hold on.
Should.
Social media account. Young Living partners may not display Young Living promotional materials, sales aids, products, or services with or in the same physical or electronic online location as non. So they're just saying you can't cross-mix products.
They're just saying you can't sell other stuff while
you're selling. No doTERRA, no Young Living in the same picture.
Well, that might also be the way that it's worded. That may be anything. Like I know I think it was paparazzi, people are getting canceled for selling like crafts that they make themselves. Like it can be anything. It doesn't necessarily have to be a competing brand or even a multi-level marketing company.
Very good point. Very good point. Let's see if it says social media pages. That is not what we're talking about. Social media post. Oh, that's just talking about don't do a luxurious lifestyle on your social media posts. Internet policy. I'm gonna look into that, and we'll maybe let everyone know in the comments. Yeah, for sure. We'll post it in the comments afterwards when I find that good info for sure.
There's another comment right here real quick.
Yes.
From Patty. I was too busy reading the Oils Bible to even think about reading anything else. Did you have the reference guide? Do you know what she's
yes.
Do you have a physical copy of it?
Oh, yes, for sure.
Oh gosh. I've got the app and I have the animals essential oils reference
this one has an animal section in the middle of it. I don't know if y'all can see how like thick that is.
They're so humongous. And it's nothing but health claims. Like, how is this legal?
Yeah, I don't know. There's a ton of health claims, and there's also a lot of false. There's not a lot of false information. There's misinformation and just incorrect like vitamin information about what's in essential oils. So,
and if you read like the first prologue or whatever, the first chapter in the book, it even says like this was written by our consumers and people who are experts. They don't get very specific. They don't name any names. They don't give any sort of like certifications to the people who wrote this book.
Yeah,
it's just a collection of information.
And it's not even it doesn't really even feel like it's been vetted that well. So it is a treat. So here's what they've recently removed. This was in the original. So you will not this is still in there, but there's another part. The one that's been removed is any Young Living competitor. So what this says is you will not make negative or disparaging remarks about Young Living founders, any Young Living competitor or their people, products, or organizations. And Kayla, do you want to show an example, or you want to tell an example about how that happens? Like
what?
When
just like whenever you're comparing. Oh gosh, I literally have a photo of them comparing Ningxia Red to Red Bull.
Okay, yeah, actually I have a picture.
Stuff like that.
Yeah, let me show you a picture.
Like saying this brand is really disgusting for X, Y, and Z, and you should be using Young Living instead.
Absolutely. Let's see. Health claims.
Don't talk bad about the cult leaders. Exactly, Kelly.
Yep.
Leah, I have an entire animals reference guide book, and it's just as thick as the reference guide that she just held up a second ago.
All right, can you see this? The product.
Yeah.
Okay.
I had that app, the EWG Think Dirty. That was what the app was called.
Yeah, so what they're doing is they are supposed to mark out the company name. So they're supposed to just and they're supposed to mark out like identifying information on the bottle, because this came from a whole series on how to make your own hair detangler. So that's fine, of course, but they are saying what I am creating is clean, and look how dirty the one you're probably using is. And so this is breaking that code of ethics, which conveniently they've removed from the current code of ethics. So,
and it's probably a good opportunity to throw in there that just because something is branded as being natural does not necessarily mean that it's safe.
Yes, correct. I think that's a very good point to make. Next one is you will not engage in activities that may cause losses to Young Living, like what we're doing right now, but we are not members anymore. So, or another Young Living member. So, you will perform all duties of a sponsor and a leader as you build your Young Living business, including providing the necessary training and support. Again, kind of assumed, but you basically saying you cannot shun someone in your downline and say, hey, you're not doing this the right way, I'm not going to help you anymore, because you supposedly have to help train them.
Do you feel like you were well trained? Because I was not.
I was the trainer on our, like, I went through and I made all of our social media stuff compliant.
Wow. Great job.
I did.
You were trying to do it legit.
But I was like fighting the current of people who didn't want to be restricted in what they could do to recruit, if that makes sense. It is. Absolutely. It's a struggle when it's like, but that makes it so much harder to recruit. That's the point. You are supposed to protect the consumer. You're supposed to protect the potential customer, like the potential recruit. So it's
we're gonna get into that with some of the stuff we have.
Oh, for sure. And then the next one is you will not recruit Young Living members to other business opportunities.
Sounds like a bridge contract.
Yes. And then this last one, and this is gonna transition us into the health claims, but you will abide by all rules, regulations, laws, and ordinances that are applicable to the operation of your sales organization as an independent member. So whatever state you're in, you have to obey the business rules of that state. Like, not saying that a certain multivitamin can help you with a certain sickness associated with the panini, as Monat found out.
I love that. But also, this also pertains to like regulations set by the FTC to not be
deceptive,
health claims and income claims.
Absolutely, and that's a deceptive business practice. So that goes against, I think, the FTC Act 5 or Section 5 of the FTC Act or whatever it is. But
you were on top of it. I love this. You're like, it's Act 5. I know. I'm like, I don't know. I know it's in there somewhere.
Yes.
So this comment from Kelly and Dave. What's up, Dave?
So what does Kelly say? Go ahead, Kayla.
I was not well trained. I was told to have Facebook parties and post slides about shit I didn't understand. Excuse my language.
You're good.
We're trying to keep our language.
We're going to have the cursey words, as Emily D. Baker says. So that's okay. Yeah. Sporadic.
What am I going to say about this? Oh, fake it till you make it. Hi, Karina.
Yeah. And it's like, no, you need to be well trained. You need to be compliant. You have to understand what you can and cannot say, because at least with essential oils, you can harm people. With
absolutely.
Misuse of it.
People don't understand that these concentrated things, they're just like, this is a cure-all. This is a miracle. These are all natural. They're safe. And it's like, these are highly concentrated products, and they can actually do as much harm as they can good. As a matter of fact, there has been more, there's been more scientific evidence for the negative things that essential oils can do, rather than, as opposed to the positives that you can technically get from them.
Yes, and I would say they're almost so powerful that I am surprised it's not regulated to a licensed aromatherapist or a naturopath. And I feel like it should be, but it's not. And
it's just one of those things that falls through the cracks and the loopholes.
Yeah, to do this, to have it regulated, because then it means they can't make as much money. So it's just, that's all speculative on my part.
For sure.
Why put lemon essential oil in your water when you can use a real lemon?
Absolutely. And I have two things to add to that. Oil and water don't mix. And why would you, and this is my personal opinion based upon my own experiences, why would you put lemon essential oil in your water when you can also use lemon essential oil to break down plastics and adhesives and things like that?
Oh yeah, like they'll that like
The
a
hair
citrus
hack?
essential oil will rip through these for sure. So
Yeah,
what do you think it's doing to your microbiome? I'm just asking.
absolutely.
Okay, so let's go. So that's the old code of ethics. The new code of ethics is only 4 points long. So they've removed the part where you cannot disparage other companies to sell your product, which I find shady AF, but that's just my personal opinion. So
Can you hear my child running around above my head?
actually no, I think you've got good headphones on. So
Oh,
I
cool. Good deal. He's just like his little feet. I can just hear him back and forth right above me.
So in the actual policies and procedures, the advertising claims and representations, we're not going to read the whole thing, but it's just giving you like a foundation of like we're not just picking on people for the sake of picking on them. So 5.3. Okay. Advertising claims and representation. So there's product claims you can and cannot make. The brand partners are prohibited from making inaccurate and impermissible claims about Young Living products, like health claims. And they specifically say that right here. Young Living products are intended for use. Must not make any claim that Young Living products are intended for use in diagnosis, cure, mitigation, treatment, or prevention of disease,
Yes.
including in a personal testimonial.
Yes.
And
How
Kayla,
much do we see this?
yeah,
Like,
and I think they
it was so
misread
easy
that
for
part.
us.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I knew in a way that you were not supposed to make health claims as far as anything like essential oils can't cure, treat, or prevent any illnesses, diseases, health concerns. But there was also this thing where it was like behind closed doors, anything was fair game. If you weren't posting about it publicly, you could do whatever you wanted, according to my uplines and higher ups in the company whose trainings I would jump into to, have them pour into me so that I could
yay,
absorb
so good.
that. Yeah.
Like an HR department would have a field day with the terms we use in multi-level marketing. That's for sure.
Absolutely.
So that goes into the product claims, the earning claims are a no-no. Basically right here, you can't talk about early retirement, income equivalent to a full-time career, luxurious lifestyle, large home, luxury automobiles, exotic vacations, a spouse no longer having to work, financial freedom, or anything similar to the foregoing. So
My mind is just going through like Instagram, like posts that I've seen.
Yes.
Claims being made.
I think they're talking about Emily D. Baker. But yeah, so like when you read this is coming from Young Living corporate, and all of their brand partners, because there's so many of them, seem to be uncontrolled. Because my upline, and we're gonna see a few of her videos, she talked about retiring her husband, and they go on vacations a lot, and they don't show the cars, but a lot of them do. And so it's exhausting to say like, no, you're literally breaking the rules. And I'm a rules person, of course. I know not everyone is, but again, this is to protect the consumer. It's to protect the potential recruit. And
Absolutely.
they're breaking the rules, and in the breaking of the rules, you're exploiting people when you're not supposed to be doing that. And I have an issue with that. Next point. So we went over the product claims a little bit. We went over the earning claims just now. Compensation plan claims. And Kayla, maybe you have experience with this. When you were in Young Living, did you see people making big claims about what the compensation plan could do for you in Young Living?
Yes, because I followed the author of the game plan. I don't know if we
Yep.
want to say her name, but she is a very, very public figure. So
Yeah, I would
anybody
say,
could,
yeah, you can say her
yeah.
name.
So I followed Sarah Harnish, and
Yep.
I was telling you the other day, I just went through her website, and I believe she took down a lot of the health claims that she used to have up, but it's all income claims, all of it. So it would be something along the lines of just saying the things that this compensation plan can do for you, talking about the bonuses and things like that. But I never had a good grasp on the compensation plan when I was in Young Living. I didn't know the difference between the comp plan and the income disclosure statement. I kind of thought they were the same thing.
Yeah.
So I never bothered to actually sit down and read the compensation plan, which on this side of it, I've done an entire deep dive on every nook and cranny of the compensation plan, and that stuff is wild. They don't make it easy to understand, that's for sure.
Yeah, and they don't make it easy to understand. And then in the sign up process, I was going back and forth with a gold on our team, and a gold is like maybe 4 levels from the top, or 4 levels from the top. And I was telling her they don't have to pay $100 a month to access this bonus they get for like the fast start bonus. And I'm not going to get into technical terms, but they said, yeah, they technically, to access it, you only have to do 50 volume, but we tell them 100 so that they can, if they start signing people up, they can get access to their commission check. And I said,
yes,
okay, but you're lying to them. You tell them that they have to do the 100 and they don't. And they're like, well,
we did
it's
that
just
too.
easier. It's
I
just
never
easier.
understood it. Yeah, definitely. I was always going back and forth and asking my uplines, hey, my check doesn't make sense. I thought it was going to look like this, but it looks like this. What's going on? How does this work? And I would get really specific. I would say, this person's name in my downline, and maybe I've stacked someone beneath them.
Yeah.
We don't have to talk about stacking right now. But I would say, okay, so if she does this, then she'll earn this amount of money, right? And it would be a whole back and forth thing. And I never felt like I got a satisfactory answer.
Yeah, it's quite complicated because it is a multi-level thing, and I know there's different types of multi-level compensation plans. I don't know enough about it, but it's just that the frustrating part is because the uplines sometimes are confused, or they see the value in limiting the information, in my opinion. And again, anything I say from this point out is my opinion, but it seems to benefit them to keep a simple understanding of the compensation plan to present to their downlines, so there aren't dissenters, or there isn't a rise in the ranks of saying, hey, what's going on, we don't understand. And it's just, I don't know, not being honest rubs me the wrong way.
If you're saying stuff like that, you're being negative.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, it's just a mind meld when you get out and you're just like, oh my gosh,
you start peeling back those layers for sure. It took me a while to really realize a lot of the deception that I was put through.
Yeah, it's crazy. And one of those deceptions is so the compensation plan, I don't know if any of these sound familiar, even if you don't know someone in Young Living, but you are not allowed to say anyone can succeed with little or no effort. Failure to succeed is just a lack of effort. The system will do the work for you. Just get in and your team will build through spillover. Just join and I will build your team for you. No. The company does all the work for you. You don't have to sell anything. All you do is buy your products every month. Consider your product purchases as investments.
This is in the terms and this is in the policies and procedures verbatim.
Yes.
That is a pyramid scheme.
Yeah, no, so it says like to not say any of that. And so all of their people are saying that stuff. It's crazy. It is just crazy.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then to say like when I'm having these conversations with people who are saying like, "Oh, you're bullying me," or all of the other, because they're upset about the information, it's like the information came straight from the policies and procedures that you agreed to when you signed up as a brand partner.
Like this is on your website.
Yeah, your company wants you to like work in this standard of care, not whatever you're doing. So
absolutely. So this is in the policies and procedures, they were telling people not to say those things, correct? Oh,
Yes.
I have to plug in my laptop before it dies.
Okay.
Be right back.
All right, go for it. Yeah, so let me go to the next part. So I'm going to pull up health claims is kind of our next transition. So Young Living doesn't want you to be making health claims. It puts them at risk with getting in trouble with the government. So they don't want to get in trouble. And they've gotten in trouble before with people saying that essential oils can cure E. coli, and they got reprimanded for that big time. So,
well, they were one of the many MLMs that got those letters during the pandemic as well from the FTC saying you cannot mention. I don't know if we're allowed to say COVID, but I'm going to say it.
okay. I mean, if the screen turns black, we'll get slapped by YouTube, but we're good. We're good.
I'm like, we're not monetized. It's fine, right? I don't know. But, they say you cannot say that word in any way, shape, or form that pertains to your business at all, or the products, period.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. And we got the compliance department, which maybe I was the only one following them on Facebook. They sent out so many letters and they did so many posts to try to say, like, for the love of a higher power, please stop saying. And I knew several people on our team, they had their account suspended for non-compliant posts that they did on Instagram. So they had a 30-day suspension.
Sarah Harnish said that she went through that like several times, and apparently if you undergo that 4 times, I think that's when you lose everything, and you have to wait a year, and then you have to start from the beginning.
Yeah, it's crazy. And seriously, Sarah Harnish almost lost her whole line, and she talks about that in her own book, so you can read
about. And she's a Royal Crown Diamond, or she was.
Yeah.
I can't find a lot of information about how many Royal Crown Diamonds they actually have.
Yeah, they scrubbed their website. So that's a whole other story.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Okay, so here is our this is our health claim video to start out, and I'm half of her face. I didn't get a good. I missed that, but it'll be in there. So I'm going to push play. Oh, sorry, I screwed that up.
Is it like muted or something?
Oh, yes. Let me go back. Hold on.
It's okay.
I am going to play the sound through. Normally I do it a different way. Stop.
No worries.
Share.
However we got to do.
Yes.
We're still figuring this out.
Yeah, it's totally me. Blame I'm totally responsible for this.
No, you're totally fine. You've done most of the back end work, so I really appreciate it.
Health claims. And share tab audio. Perfect. Let's do it like this.
Nice.
Okay.
Lola and I are here to
show I missed her face on that.
To stay well during the season, because that was like the most popular question that came up when I asked what you wanted me to talk about, right, Lola?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is an awesome blend of oils that you would use to rub on your chest, on your little one's chest, on anyone, on your back, where I like to do in both spots, and then diffuse it as well.
Which oil is she talking about?
So she, at the very beginning, or maybe it's at the very end, she talks about different oils.
Because if she's talking about a mint oil, notice how she so far has not mentioned that you need to dilute that, especially if you're putting it on a child.
Yeah. Yep. So, and now she's going to trash Vicks Vapor Rub. So.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Great.
To rub on your chest, on your little one's chest, on anyone, on your back, where I like to do in both
exactly,
spots.
Kelly.
And then
you need to use a carrier
as well. Okay, so you, instead of using like a Vicks Vapor Rub, you want to ditch that. That's awful.
That's awful.
So it is lemon, thieves, and RC.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
with the carrier oil.
Yeah. 10 drops of all of those in this roller bottle.
So you just drop your oils in there, and then you fill the rest.
And then you fill the rest up with fractionated coconut oil to the top.
Yep. And then you have a all ready to use little vapor rub, right?
Yeah.
That you could roll on your chest. Another way that I like to do it too is you could simply just grab your coconut oil from your kitchen like this, put some in.
I guess I'm just confused. Like, so her whole highlight is called Stay Well. And I think you automatically make the jump that this is going to help me when I get a cough or something. And I think the implied verbiage is I'm getting around using a hot word or a non-compliant term by
Yes.
using this. But
We see that all the time.
the viewer makes the jump, right?
It's the implication for me. And I focused on this a lot recently, especially with the lymph challenge that we're going to be talking about. An implied health claim is still a health claim. You still can't be saying things like this because obviously people are making those connections.
Yeah, my chat is
What's that?
It's just not grabbing them all. Okay, Vicks Vapor Rub, super strong smelling and helps you clear your sinuses. Yep.
But also, I could not speak on the validity of using an essential oil topically to help with these issues just because it's not been scientifically backed. But also, it's like there's a fine line there. Like if you want to use oils like this for aromatherapy purposes, like we all know minty things, eucalyptus, peppermint, spearmint, that kind of thing is going to be really good for maybe helping clear your sinuses a little bit. Like that's why those types of essential oils are used in products like Vicks Vapor Rub. But I don't know if slathering it on your chest is going to have the same effect as Vicks Vapor Rub, which is exactly what she's trying to say here.
Yeah, exactly. I think they're explaining Vicks Vapor Rub. Okay.
Do a couple drops of each of those, rub them together, rub it on front and back, and then you will be feeling much better. I have done this blend.
And I'm not trying to keep stopping this, but a little bit before she was listing all the oils out, and some of those are already combined. And specifically in the non-compliant health book that I have, it says you shouldn't mix the combination oils together.
That was a big thing that I taught people when I was in Young Living is you don't blend blends. Right. Because you're just muddling all the oils together and they're not going to have the effect that you want. Yeah. Now, again, I have to take a lot of that with a big grain of salt because I was using that to like explain how oils work topically. And now I have to kind of backtrack and think, well, was that even, anything? Was that even true? Do oils even do anything for you if you apply them topically?
I think it does make a little bit of sense. My really good friend, she actually has her PhD in bioinformatics, and she did her dissertation on frankincense actually and ex vivo skin, like something, I don't know. I'm not a scientist, but she did that, and she works for an organic farm now. So like she is very like, in a limited way, she really likes essential oils. So there are some stuff you can do, but there's not enough testing out there to make all of these claims. And she 100% says do not mix the blends together. So
I heard that a lot when I was in Young Living. As a matter of fact, I tell this story all the time. It'll be real quick. I had someone who bought a kit from me, a starter kit, and when she got it, she didn't know any better, because I was promising all this training, but I wasn't qualified or certified to do any of those trainings. So I didn't warn this person not to put every single essential oil in her diffuser at one time. But she did that, and she claimed she was actually like hallucinating. Like it really affected her. Like don't blend blends together. That's just not going to be good. Highly concentrated products here.
Yes.
Many a times already. So in your kit, you do get lemon and thieves. And you don't get RC, but you know what is really similar to RC is Raven. But Raven has what in it, Lola?
Peppermint and wintergreen.
Okay, so peppermint and wintergreen are oils that you want to not really use around young kids. Finn is 3. I do use it around him because he's been around oils for a while.
Yeah, so at the time, her youngest son was very young, and I know people who do use very diluted oils on their little infants, and I have lots of feelings about that. So
same. I didn't really know any better I did a lot of studying on essential oil safety, but when I had my child, I was still in the MLM when he was little, like newborn to almost a year old, or maybe a little over a year old was when I got out of Young Living. But I would put highly diluted dye dyes on the bottoms of his feet because I thought that was the safest way to do it in order to
Yeah.
help him with his tummy issues. Well, guess what? We just needed probiotics and he's
Right.
fine.
Yeah. Yep. Always talk to your doctor too. So
so he has no problems with it. But if you haven't, then I would definitely recommend getting RC. The Raven smells amazing. It's like really refreshing, has that wintergreen, opens up your breathing, peppermint. It smells.
okay, so she's linking this article. Vicks might make kids sicker.
On NBC News. I'm like,
Yeah.
is this a legitimate source of information?
Yeah, and again, it's like you're obviously using things that support your point, but again, at the time that she posted this, which was I think 3 years ago, it was still under the blanket of those initial code of ethics where you're not supposed to disparage something else to promote Young Living products, and she's disparaging Vicks to sell her essential oils. And I know that they've changed the code of ethics, but it's still like gets under my skin, obviously. Play? Are we playing? Yeah. Okay.
Okay, I don't think we shared this in stories, Lola. We did a live on this. So this is our natural wellness. These are 9 ways to stay well during this season.
Stay well during the upcoming winter season. I mean, drop it in the chat. What do you think that's saying? It's saying, hey, we're not going to get sick if you use this, right? I mean, I just jumped to that, correct?
Yeah, drop a 1 in the chat if you agree.
Oh my gosh. Classic. Okay.
And that is coming upon us, where everyone gets sick and brings home something, right, Lola?
Yeah.
You're not allowed to say that, girl.
Yeah. So she was trying to be compliant when she typed, but then she immediately said sick.
Too.
I'll post it here after I send this out to all of my members last month. Okay, number 1 thing to do is to clean your surfaces after someone's been sick, and also clean them with these.
Yeah, it's just
Thieves is an immune support.
I mean, yeah.
So did you tell people the story of thieves? Was that like a big thing that you?
She told that people on the person who recruited me was a food scientist, and so she did not. But yeah, and so she had her master's in some sciencey thing, and so she's like, what y'all are saying about candles is wrong. What y'all are saying about this is wrong. And so
I'm so happy to have the use of candles in my life again. I've got like 6 of them behind me right now. They're not all lit. I'm just saying, I'm so happy to have candles again. Yeah. But did you tell people when you were in Young Living, because I did, the story of like the bubonic plague and how this magic blend of herbs?
I did know that story, but my brother is a medic, and my sister-in-law's a geneticist, and I feel like I would have been like shunned for the rest of my life if I did. So I was just
Michelle, what's up?
Yeah.
I love to hear that you have people around you who are in the medical field who, you kind of have this awareness, I guess, in your position where you're like seeing all of these things being said around you, and you're just trying to be like, let's be compliant here, people.
Yeah, I'm just like please, and again, it's just such a tough thing because it's so tempting to say whatever you want to get people to sign up or to buy your products.
Yeah, when you're desperate, for sure.
Yeah.
Your cleaning products will actually support you. So this is our Thieves Concentrate. This will fill up. This is $22 wholesale. It will fill up 30 of these. This will replace all of the cleaning.
They gave frankincense to Jesus.
You also get this
Never forget.
It's exclusive to my members. I send this to you.
Yeah, so the label is exclusive to our members. So whatever. And I'm not going to knock that. I don't know. I feel like it's an oversell of what you get. So
for sure.
Okay, number 2 thing that we roll on every single day before they go out the door, and I roll on myself too, is what?
Is a few.
A girl I went to middle school with shared a story of her letting her young toddler suck on a bottle of Thieves dish soap because it's so safe.
No.
What?
No.
Oh my god.
No.
Oh my god. What? No, stop.
You should be calling poison control.
Yeah, it's like the that hair shampoo one, that one
Mandy.
girl, who let her kid
kid eat I think it was the thermal protectant. Yeah, I still have
it's like makes you
a
like
fire
twitch
in
a
my
little.
soul. Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. She's like, I'm not that worried because the ingredients are all natural. Like, no, please call poison control. Please.
I mean, there's lots of dangerous things that are all natural. I'm not gonna like
Absolutely.
label them, but I just like think through this, think through it.
This roller.
So you can buy this thieves roller already made and ready to go, or you can make your own roller by just grabbing a roller right here.
Make your own wellness roller.
I definitely told people that a lot.
Yeah, I mean, and that's great to do. I'm just her terminology, like again, as the viewer, I'm immediately thinking this is going to keep me from getting sick.
Yeah.
And it's just the automatic thing for the uninformed consumer, and that's why you don't do it, because you are preying on people's desire to stay well, and that is the issue.
Absolutely.
And adding like
They're like
10 drops of thieves and then like 10 lemon is really good. So you can make your own, and then again, just do your drops of oils, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then you add your fractionated coconut oil, roll it every single day, you guys. When Finn was sick a couple weeks ago, I was doing it every 2 hours on his back.
Did she say 10 drops of each or just 10 drops altogether?
That's a great question. And again, some of these recipes are too high. They're way too high.
1000%.
Let's see. 10 thieves and 10 lemon for that. I don't have one near me.
That's too much.
Yeah. I mean,
you don't have a roller?
Yeah, I don't have a roller in here. Th're all kind of packed away because it's too emotionally traumatic to look at them right now.
I do. I'll be back.
Okay. We're getting visual aids, everyone. Yeah. So, here we go. Official branding. What?
This is all that I have left of my stash. I gave the rest to my mom. So this is thieves and fennel.
Okay.
In a 10 milliliter roller ball. And see, I even put a label on it. It's all faded now, but it says immunity. Thieves and fennel, apparently, will keep you immune.
Yeah.
From whatever.
For fractionated coconut oil, roll it every single day, you guys. When Finn was sick a couple weeks ago, I was doing it every 2 hours on his back. It's magic. Okay. Number 3, we already talked about, is doing Raven for chest support. Number 4, diffuse what?
Diffuse lemon, thieves, and purification.
Yes, those are really great oils. They smell so good together. You get thieves and lemon in your kit. You need to just get purification as an add-on because it purifies the air after someone.
Yes, please tell us how many more oils and products we need to add on to our starter kit.
Yeah. Yep.
Automated my immune system. Yeah, definitely. I did that by using the Thieves products to clean my house for 4 years too.
Yeah, and it's still, again, it's just the hot words that you're not allowed to say is a lot of the words that she's saying.
And they're implied even when they're not said.
Yes, exactly.
Someone's been sick. I love the smell of it too.
Yeah.
Okay.
I do miss my purification.
Yeah, I mean it's a good like clean smell for sure.
Yeah, I mean if you want a recommendation for non-MLM essential oils for any reason, I've been looking at Revive essential oils.
Yeah.
They seem to be really highly comparable to both Young Living and doTERRA's standards, if you will.
Cool. That's awesome.
Oh no. That's gonna be so oily.
Tea, thieves tea, we like to call it. So okay, it cut me off. But
Yeah.
what I was saying is these are the exact same oils. So this is your thieves.
I used to make thieves tea with honey. That was my magic drink for people who were sick.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people do it for sure. And she's about to say that the white bottles are labeled for ingestion, and it's labeled white because the FDA said that you cannot have 3 uses coded for one product, so it can max is 2. So that's why they had to make the white label. That's it. There's the same oil. And I would never ingest an oil without a capsule. I mean, I wouldn't even recommend ingesting an oil, but if you're like set on doing it, do not do it without a gel cap, because your microbiome, that's all I'm going to say. Like, don't eat it up for sure.
So also I've been looking into the Vitality line and which oils are considered safe for consumption technically. So the thing is, and I'm sure you've heard this, is that they are GRAS approved, GRAS. So that's generally regarded as safe.
Yeah.
But in those terms, if you read about GRAS, things that are considered GRAS certified, we always said certified, but it's not a certification. So I don't know how else to refer to it. But if you look into it, these things are only supposed to be used as a food additive very, very sparingly. You're not supposed to ingest them directly.
Yeah, agreed. Well, I'm just going to show you. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it, but I'm going to try to do it on camera. So this is like my little rubber band. It's just one of those thin ones that you put in little kids'
She's going to do it. Oh my God. Yes, the hair
This
hack.
is like for the love, like do not, let's see.
Okay, let's see. It's not going to focus, but.
Okay. I don't know. I'll show you the broken thing and just have to trust that it like eats through
plastic.
It eats through it. It's like, you see that's broken.
Lemon essential oil is very abrasive. So are all citrus oils and minty oils, spicy oils. So your oregano, your rosemary, your thyme, those kinds of things. I don't know if you ever cooked with, I don't know if that was your thing, if you actually did ingest a lot of the oils, but I definitely had a lot of issues cooking with thyme and rosemary because it's just too strong.
Oh, for sure. It is really strong. And I think I ruined one meal with them and I was like, I ain't doing this again. Like,
same.
No.
I had to throw away pork chops. It's terrible.
Brutal. That's so brutal.
Yeah.
Vitality with a white label, that means you can do what, Lola?
You can ingest it.
You can ingest it. You can
highlight Melissa's comment here about the Vitality oils. Just so people can read it.
Spoiler alert, the Vitality oils and the regular oils have the exact same ingredients and warnings on the website.
They're the same oil. They're the exact same.
The FDA was just like, hey, you can't say that you can ingest these, apply them topically, and inhale them. You either have to be like, and in your social media posts, if you see someone saying like, hey, this is aromatic and topical and you can diffuse it, and they're just showing one, that is it's a no-go.
Non-compliant, yeah.
Yep.
They're just labeled so you know which one is safe to ingest. You can also diffuse your Vitality. You can diffuse the white label. You can diffuse the brown label. They're the exact same. Yeah. Okay, so grab your thieves, put a drop or two in your tea with some.
I think
Aromatics Internationals.
Okay. I found it. Oh, cool.
Cool. And they provide the reports. So that's another thing is Young Living claims that they are third-party tested, but they will not release their reports from any of these third-party labs that they allegedly use.
Yeah.
And they don't release the names of those labs. Like there's virtually no information out there about these third-party labs that they apparently have.
Yeah, correct. I think they only gave my friend for the frankincense because she was doing like Young Living actually supplied her with all of the oil for her research paper, but they had to give her the chemical makeup of each bottle because she had to write it down for her papers and stuff. I don't know if they're lying, but they're definitely they're tiptoeing
the line.
Yes, for sure. I think they are. Absolutely. Okay. Let me get back on track. It's like a whole new thing to learn. So the health claims kind of go into the prescription of essential oils. And maybe, Kayla, you can give your experience on the private Facebook pages. I don't know if your team had them. My team.
Sure. I'm still in them.
Yeah. Oh, lucky
Not
you.
all of
I
them.
was like, bye guys. I'm not going to get upset by like y'all prescribing stuff for each other. Because it was just me saying, please consult a doctor before you do this. Please consult a doctor. Please,
ding, ding, ding.
Please consult a doctor. And they're like, oh, but so-and-so said lavender and all this other stuff. And I'm like, oh, never mind. Goodbye.
Absolutely. And it's a big problem on Facebook, especially. I don't know why misinformation is allowed to run as rampant as it does on Facebook. I don't hang out on Facebook anymore, but I got out of several groups. But recently I went back and I was like, am I still in any of these? And I am. So surprise.
Yeah.
And you can just scroll through there and when they don't want to make a health claim, they'll say, DM me or message me, private message me, whatever, send me a message and I'll prescribe something to you. And recently I've been looking into Zyto scans.
Yes.
Do you know anything about the Zyto scans?
I do.
To me, they seem kind of bogus.
Yeah, I don't know what they're like, where they're getting the information that like, I don't know. It's very like fringy science. I'm not sure if it's actually like something that could be repeated or if it's just being used to sell more essential oils. So it's just I feel very leery of anything at this point, but I have like our main head girl like got one and she was giving all of her people around her the scans.
And they charge most of the time for the scans too, because these are supposed to tell you what health issues you have. And for anybody who doesn't know what a Zyto scan looks like, it looks like a computer mouse that you put your hand on. And it's supposed to read
your electrical signals and tell you exactly what essential oil your body needs. Yes. Literally, absolutely. That is it.
They're trying to prescribe oils to you, and I've been
without prescribing it.
Yeah, without prescribing.
They're getting around. Yes, and iToby.
Yes, I heard about that one. I've had people in my DMs recently because I've been asking around about them, and they say that like they were tested multiple times and had different results each time.
Yeah, because and that's again it. So something where someone takes the time to go through the testing to make sure that it's a replicatable result, like that's the issue. It's not just a good idea on a hope and a prayer. And that, I mean, it's just, I don't know, it's fringe. I'm gonna say it's fringe science, and that's about as good as I'm gonna say
that paired with the reference guide, they are all set up to prescribe you hundreds of dollars worth of essential oils, this concoction of oils that you can blend together to be cured of whatever illness you have. Like, have you seen
malaria?
Yeah, malaria. For sure. Like, malaria. Really. You can turn to any page and find something ridiculous. Yeah. Guaranteed.
Yeah, but your lymphatic system, malaria, like, there's...
do you know what I did yesterday? Yesterday, I scrolled through the hashtag. There's an oil for that on Instagram.
I'm too scared to look, for sure.
Don't do it.
Yeah. It's just, I don't know. I mean, and the sad thing is there are people, it is going to a doctor and being told that you're crazy or that you can't get the answer the right time. I can see that frustration and how it's discouraging. And then you turn to something like essential oils or an alternative medicine or...
Yeah, that's what got me, because I've had a lot of bad experiences with the medical system in general. Yeah. And I think a lot of people experience that. It's very frustrating, especially if you don't have a decent insurance plan. Yeah. Like, nobody's going to help you. And that's from my experience, my opinion. That's not everybody's experience, but...
Yeah, but I think overall, it's, it's hit or miss whether you have an incredible nurse or a nurse who's been yelled at all week and maybe they're overtired and they've worked a tons of shifts, and then it's like, this is not my favorite experience I've ever had in my life, and I'm trying to be empathetic, but I'm also trying to get answers for my health. So I can understand how you end up getting medical advice from non-medical professionals. And that's me saying, my sister is going to school to be a nurse, and my brother is a medic, and he's going to school to be a
I love that.
physician's assistant. And my sister...
We need those.
Yeah, my sister's
coming out of this pandemic.
She's a professor of genetics, and so it's like I'm kind of in the sciencey field, just like from conversation, not in the science field, but like the conversations that happen. Like, I know those bad experiences happen. I know how people get here, and then they are preyed upon by someone trying to make money. So,
Melissa, oh my gosh.
Okay.
Oh no, you're perfectly fine. I was just reading that comment.
We spent an absurd amount of money on an essential oil protocol when we were trying to find help for my husband's chronic pain.
Well, he
smelled good at least. Yeah.
I love that. But this also gets into the conversation of people who are in the medical field who work for these MLM companies. And I've heard too many horror stories about how that can go wrong. And also, it's a registered nurse who's leading the lymph challenge.
Oh, that's a perfect transition. Why don't you tell us what's been going down, Kayla, and I'll try to pull up some.
Oh yeah, pull up the health claims if you've got them handy from that challenge, because it's just you'll see it's If you go to hashtag Lymph Challenge 2022 on Instagram, they repost this one graphic with all of these health claims about this is what happens if your lymphatic system is moving sluggishly. So there's a team within Young Living that's doing this lymphatic detox cleanse challenge with the assistance of essential oils. The program that's going down, it's a 2-week challenge. I don't know if I mentioned that. I might have. It was created and it's being led by a registered nurse. And those FAQs that I sent you are awful because it's like, yes, when people are asking, can this protocol, there's some health claims. There's some health claims, but there's another one that's got the picture of the woman like floating in the pool.
Oh, perfect. Let me try to pull that one up.
Yeah, see if you can find that one. If not, I can pull it up. I can share it. But it's literally, they're trying to skirt around making health claims, but it's one of those situations, again, where you're automatically going to make the jump. There it is.
Yep.
Yes. Look at all those health claims. Parasites, brain fog, depression, food sensitivities, chronic fatigue. Like, you can't say stuff like this because the insinuated health claim is they're sharing this over and over and over again to promote this detox cleanse lymph challenge. So you're going to make that jump that, oh, if I do this challenge, I won't have these issues anymore.
Yeah.
And the entire challenge is so problematic. The instructions for the challenge are problematic. I cover all of that I've got another video coming out tomorrow, but I've already got one out covering the instructions of this challenge. And it's absurd, the amount of essential oils that they tell people to use during this protocol.
Yeah, because they make money. They make money on it.
Absolutely. And also it's like in the FAQs for the challenge, she answers a question that's like, what if I have, and then fill in the blank with a medical issue? Will this help me? And she says something along the lines of, she doesn't say, ask your doctor. She says
sorry.
I was okay.
I was trying to pull it up. Go ahead.
Oh, you're totally good. Yeah, this is part of this is someone promoting the challenge.
Okay.
But so excited to talk to you.
I just keep pressing play. You're good. You're good. Keep talking. I'm so new at this. Okay.
Don't worry about it. It's just the fact that when she says we don't make medical diagnosis here, and then they promote all of these health claims, but at the same time, it's like she's also saying, I would say that it's fine. That's how she answers the question. I personally would say that it's fine. And it's like, okay, but you're a registered nurse. People are going to trust you with your opinion. If you say that you feel like it's fine, but we don't make medical diagnosis here, it's like, do you not? Because you're saying it's fine. So people are going to trust you because you're a registered nurse.
Right. You're using your credibility as a licensed medical professional to fill in the product gaps that you are promising to the customers. I hate it when they pull in a medical rep.
Yes.
Being a registered nurse is awesome, but it doesn't make you a lymphologist. Bing, bing, bing.
She is the girl that's the registered nurse is, I always pronounce it wrong. Kinesiology, something like that. It's the movement of your body, like the scientific movement of your body and the way that works. So that's why she talks about the lymph system so much. But literally, if you want to cleanse your lymph system, all you have to do is exercise and drink water. You don't have to use essential oils.
Yeah, and if you're, when my mother-in-law was still alive, she was going through chemotherapy, and because like with all the drugs and stuff, sometimes you have to go to a massage, what's it called? It's like a lymphatic massage or something, and so to help because it's like you would go to a massage person that and not just take the oil. So there's like actual body processes that you might need help with, and your doctor can recommend. Your doctor can help you.
Yes,
just ask. Yes.
The lymphatic massage is really big in this challenge, and I need you guys to know that they also touch upon toxic diet culture. We're about to see that with this specific rep that's about to talk about the challenge, because they're using the Cell Light massage oil, and that is spelled an awful lot like the word cellulite. So they're promoting this as a way to help you with cellulite.
Yummy.
Yeah.
All right. So, ready to play?
Let's do it.
Okay.
You guys about this lymphatic challenge that I am joining. This is the opportunity to help your lymph system get restarted and kick-fired to do what it's supposed to do. So if you're not sure what the lymph system does, if you are struggling with things like bloating, swelling, brain fog, stubborn weight that you can't get rid of, depression, parasites.
You can't say that. You can't say that. See, she's blatantly making the health claims. I mean, sharing that graphic is also blatantly making the health claims, but she's straight out saying, if you have these issues, you can do this challenge.
Yeah.
And you don't have to add on to that sentence. People are going to fill in those blanks automatically.
Yeah, and I would say that the mental health damage that the essential oil community I feel like contributes to, because they villainize doctors and prescription medication for the sake of using their essential oils, and
they feel
I'm not
like
okay
they
with
have
that.
to. They feel like they have to, because you're put in this position. Because we get into this mindset where we are almost, as anti-MLM content creators, we're almost villainizing these people because we see them as Huns who are shilling their bogus products, in our opinion, in our experience, allegedly. Thank you very much. But there's a fine line there, because these people are put between a rock and a hard place, where it's like they're being promised all of the things that everybody wants in life. And if you're not working hard enough to get those things, it's your own fault. So a lot of times people do get really desperate and they do things. It's called undue influence, you know?
Yeah. And it's very dangerous to steer someone away from help. And I mean, so just because you believe a tool works for you does not mean that tool works for a majority of people. And it doesn't mean, again, as a non-licensed medical professional, that you can make that recommendation to someone else. So it's just
even if you are a registered nurse or a licensed medical professional, that doesn't necessarily make you qualified to speak on essential oils specifically, because this is a very specific topic to get into. So even if you are a registered nurse,
you can't prescribe as a registered nurse, for sure.
Yeah,
and they're also attaching your license to this cleanse. You are practicing outside of the hospital that you are working at. So again, that's another no-no. It's like,
so I don't know how medical licenses work. I don't know if her license as a registered nurse ever expires, but I did read in her bio that she quit being a registered nurse 6 years ago. But she's still, everyone's promoting her as she's a registered nurse. She still does things for kinesiology. I can't pronounce that right. I'd have to Google the correct pronunciation for that.
Yeah.
But she still helps people, but she does, from what I've seen, she does at home care. So I don't think she's doing this through the medical system. I could be wrong.
Well, you can be like a travel nurse too. And I don't know how specifically everything works, but I cannot imagine that she's protected in this situation. Like you would be protected under a business who has the insurance for medical malpractice or whatever. And in this, she's using it to get people to say yes. And so I think that's deceptive.
Absolutely. It's deceptive.
It's food sensitivities, allergies. Oh gosh, I can go on and on. If you're struggling with any of these things, then you're probably struggling with a sluggish lymph system.
You don't necessarily have to be struggling with your lymph system to have any of those health issues. Just because you have depression doesn't mean that you have lymph issues.
Yeah.
That right there.
So what your lymph system does is it helps get rid of the toxins that your body doesn't need. And so you want your body working at optimal level to be able to get the toxins out of your body. So this is a 2-week challenge. I will be putting a link.
I don't know if they've been sued. I would have to look in some court cases to be able to find out. I know that because you're an independent contractor with the company, the reason that you can't make all these claims is because the company is liable for somewhat.
Yes.
And so that's why Monat got in so much trouble with the state of Florida, because their little consultant was saying that their multivitamin would help with panini stuff. And I'm saying panini because I'm pretty sure I feel
We've
like
probably
twitchy like
already.
on our channel of like,
Yeah.
hey, this is spreading misinformation. It's like, no. But
Yeah.
that's why they let him go. They got fined. They got fined, I think, $250,000 for one. But
They
again,
settled. Yeah.
they
settled
settled.
that lawsuit.
I call it a fine for sure,
Yeah,
because that's a
definitely.
slap. That's like a, hey, we know what you're doing. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it.
I was about to
And
say the exact same thing, because you're an independent contracted independent salesperson, whatever, however you want to say it. The company is supposed to be able to keep you in line. I think a lot of the times the problems with these multi-level marketing companies is they're inclined to not necessarily keep people in line as hard as they should. Like, they don't go as hard on people as they should, obviously, because
Yeah,
we see
because-
health claims everywhere, because they are monetarily dependent on these people recruiting more people into what is, in my opinion, a scheme.
yeah, I think it's a two-part problem. My dad was talking about it yesterday a little bit, but if you created an environment where you didn't have so much turnover for your middle and downline, and we're just setting aside the fact that we don't hate multi-level marketing, because I'm not a big fan, but if they stopped that churn where so many people were leaving because they got in on all of these deceptive promises about what you can and cannot make, you'd be able to retain the customer longer, and they wouldn't have so many people that they would be able to manage. They would be able to manage their people. I think because they're getting so big, it seems like it's hard for them to police their own consultants. Does that make sense? So like, I know Young Living's recruiting
definitely.
a lot. I know that Q Science is recruiting a lot. I don't know what Prove It is doing. I know there's like thousands of MLMs, but there's so many. And again, it's that ripple effect of, I'm recruiting someone, I'm going to recruit 6. Those 6 are probably going to recruit, I don't know, 20 people. So all of a sudden it just multiplies. And so, yeah, are you going to hire enough people for compliance? Gosh, I hope so. But are you? Probably not. You're just going to hope for the best and get in trouble when the states decide that you did something bad.
She is not following the hot words list. That is for
For
sure.
At the end of this video to show you how you can order the products. I'm going to be jumping in. So excited to do so. So just think about it. If you are stiff when you wake up in the morning, if your rings don't fit like they used to, all of these things, sinus infections, all of these things are attributed
She
to
said infections.
sluggish lymph system.
Yeah. So
She
like,
said
if anything is wrong
You
with
can't
you,
say
this
that.
is for you. Yeah.
Yeah,
And I
absolutely.
want to help you kickstart that. So let me know if you're interested. DM me. I will get the products in your hands and I will get you added to the group. I hope to see you there.
We're not going.
There is 37,000 people in that private Facebook group.
Holy moly. 37,000?
Yeah, let me double check. But I'm
Okay.
pretty sure that was the last number. They stopped adding people to the group a couple of days ago. Saturday probably. Sunday is when the challenge started. So they have more than a week to keep going. And I just keep popping in and checking the comments of the group.
Oh, yay.
Because I want to know, like, are people having adverse reactions? Yeah, there's 37.4 thousand members.
And it's like $130 to get all this stuff, right?
Just the products alone, not including tax and shipping and all the other things that they are telling you that you need, like the dry brushes, the Epsom salts, the hydrogen peroxide. Like, there's a whole list of stuff that you need outside of the $130 minimum on products, and that's the wholesale price. So you have to be signed up as a member with Young Living. You don't necessarily have to be a brand partner, but I'm sure they're going to try to rope people in that way too. This is just a cash grab, in my opinion. This whole challenge, cash grab.
Yeah. Alexa, how much is 135 times 37,400? 5,049,000.
So
dollars.
hopefully not all of the people in this group are participating in this challenge. From what I understand, you can do a lot of these things for your lymphatic system without the use of essential oils. In my opinion, the addition of essential oils to this challenge is completely unnecessary. If you want to move your lymphatic fluids, exercise and hydrate, and you can do dry brushing as well. But they're recommending this dry brushing for like 20 minutes a day, every single day. You are going to be a raw, red mess. And then they're telling you to get into your shower and take your cellulite massage oil with an entire bottle of rosemary, I think it is. No, rosemary's for the bath. Cypress.
Oh, yeah. It's
I think
cypress,
is what it is. They tell you to add an entire 15 milliliter bottle of cypress essential oil to your massage oil and then smother yourself in it. Like, you're just going to be a mess of a person.
Okay, so that's the facts and questions from the Detox.
Mm-hmm. And this is, I only sent the screenshot of the first page. There's 3 pages to this, but I wanted to focus on that very first question because I think it's pretty egregious.
Yeah, so I can't zoom in. Is there a kid version of this challenge? You can do this on your children. Not all kids like the dry skin brushing. So I have them jump on the trampoline, which helps the lymph system move as well.
That proves my point. You can exercise and move your lymphatic system. You don't have to do this entire protocol. It's just a cash grab. They need their downline. I'm sure they were sitting around thinking, oh, look, it's me.
Yeah, it's
I'm sure they were sitting around thinking, like, what do we do to boost sales?
Yeah, and they have these all year long because we've done the Ningxia challenge.
Oh my God, yes.
Ningxia is like the most expensive fruit juice you could ever imagine buying a bottle for. And people buy it because it helps them fill their little monthly order they need to access their commission check. So it's just...
Yes, there's so much we could say about Ningxia, but this graphic right here is just additional health claims on top of the health claims that were already being used. I'm wondering what that caption says because I can't read it at the moment.
Try to read it. I don't typically like challenges, but this one I can get behind. I'm already noticing reduced fatigue, reduced brain fog, and improved circulation. Super excited to see the cellulite take a hike as well. Did you know your body stores toxins and fat? So when you detox your body, can let go of that fat.
Did you know that you have a liver to help you detox?
Oh,
did you know that?
Yeah. But it's and again, it's like, and Melissa brought up something, and I remember this when I was on Mary Kay.
Good night, Melissa.
Have fun. She said that they taught us in Mary Kay was to constantly be in a challenge because people will want to help you win a challenge, and I was told that, and we were not in the same group, so it's just rampant. So let me see. Hot oils. This is just some of the information. So Young Living does give you some safety guidelines, but this is hit or miss.
If you bother to go out of your way to read those safety guidelines.
Yes.
Because it's really on your upline whether or not they actually bother pointing that out to you.
Correct. If discomfort or irritation occurs, stop using the essential oil. As if that was not an automatic thing. They have to tell you to stop using it. Apply, because a lot of times they say you could be detoxing. And so people think, I'm going to keep using it. No, stop.
That's a problem with this challenge too. And I get really worked up about it because this whole challenge just has me up in my feelings.
Yeah.
But the fact that they're telling you in the instructions, they lay it out and they say, if you have any sort of reactions to this protocol, it means that you're detoxing and you're on the right track and you just need to keep going.
Yeah, and Monat says the same thing about when your hair starts falling out or you start, whatever that is, your hair is detoxing. I'm like, okay, first of all, you need to stop using it. That is not the response you're supposed to be having in there. It feels like they're just covering themselves for a lawsuit because they're saying, oh, you're probably just detoxing. No, you're
they also, they want you to keep ordering.
They want you to keep ordering. Yep.
Yeah, absolutely.
Young Living recommends that you avoid contact with essential oils in sensitive areas such as eyes, ears, and mucous membranes. I'm trying not to, I feel like our video is going to get flagged. So if you
Maybe.
choose to use the oil in any sensitive area, dilute. So they're saying please don't do this, but if you choose to do it, because I know people, they put it in their ears, they put it in the other stuff. And so it's
Have
like
you
it's a no.
seen the reel that was floating around of the woman making the tablets
No.
for
I'm scared.
her?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah,
Yes. Oh god.
you need to
Yeah.
watch my video that's coming out
Okay. I
tomorrow.
will.
It'll
I
make
would
you
definitely
laugh.
will.
It'll make you
Yeah.
laugh for sure. It's ridiculous. She makes tablets in the freezer with coconut oil and essential oils, and then she literally says, "Pop one out and pop one in,"
No.
and then for 20 minutes,
no.
3 times a day, sit with your legs propped up on a wall.
Oh my god.
They recommend it. She recommends these tablets even for people who are postpartum. It's like, do you think
they do.
do you think that I have time to do that when I'm postpartum, sit for 20 minutes 3 times a day? I don't have that much time to myself.
So it's crazy. They put it in their ears for ear infections. They put it
So bad.
in other areas you're not supposed to. So it's just crazy. Okay. Yes, and yeah, can essential oils interact with prescription medications? Let me just say this. If you're with the doctor and you are on prescription medication, you need to be upfront about supplements and other things you're taking, because some of, like CBD, will prevent your body from absorbing some of your medications. And Young Living sells CBD, but essential oils do the same thing. So they are knowledgeable and they're not going to shoot you down if you are set on being in Young Living. Just be open and honest, because you're going to avoid some of these really bad things that happen.
I agree.
So,
it's really important to disclose that information, even if you have uplines who are saying that you don't need to disclose that information. Don't listen to people who tell you to hide things from your doctors.
Yeah.
That's my recommendation.
Agree. Gosh, maybe we should save this for another. I feel like we've been talking for oh my god.
It's okay. I figured we would go on for 2 hours or so.
Oh, perfect. Okay, so
I knew that we had a lot to cover.
Yeah, and it's hard to cover because there's so many issues in Young Living that, and my experience, not Young Living corporate, but the disparity between what they're being told in their policies and procedures document and their brand partner agreement and what's being upheld on the field. And because there is such a large gap, I think the exploitation of customers and potential recruits continues to grow because it's not being enforced. And how can you enforce such a large group of brand partners unless the brand partners start taking ownership and walking in what they're supposed to?
Absolutely.
And they've not.
And also, it's of my personal opinion that it's not in the company's best interest to police those people either. So
yeah, I mean, it's in their best interest in terms of not getting in trouble with governing bodies of like they're holding their business license. And but I do know what you mean, because if they start being restrictive, are they going to be getting those monthly orders in the same way?
Exactly.
It's a factor. At the least, it's a factor for sure. I
don't know what this St. John's wort. I don't know what that is.
It is like an herb. It is like not like a thistle, but like you can make a tincture. I don't know if it's essential oil either, but yeah. So just talk to your doctor. I guess the health claims and breaking the brand partner agreement kind of transition into unethical business practices. Income claims. And I don't know if I grabbed income claims, but I think most everyone in the chat has seen those before.
I mean, with the big ordeal that we just had with the FTC public commenting on the misuse of unfair and deceptive earnings claims.
Yeah.
A lot of people who have been consuming anti-MLM content recently have been involved in that, because you could leave your public comment with the FTC, and now we're playing this waiting game to see if anything comes of it, because the FTC is actually trying to set down regulations
Yeah.
to help prevent people from getting involved into a business venture that maybe they don't necessarily have all the facts and they don't know what they're getting themselves into, you know?
Yeah. And again, it seems like to reduce that churning process or that turnover process within that pyramid compensation structure, it seems like it would benefit the person at the top of the pyramid if they reduce that turnover rate by informing their recruits. Because what if you recruited less but you kept the consultants longer because you actually found the people. And I'm not trying to be pro MLM. I'm just saying it makes sense to stop lying to get people to sign up to meet a short-term goal
Well, there
and
are
then
a lot of
creating more.
people.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt. I
Oh
didn't
no,
mean to
you're good.
interrupt you.
You're good.
There are a lot of people who are trying to do network marketing, if you want to call it that. They're trying to do it the right way. And unfortunately, there is no right way because this business model does not work without deception, in my opinion.
It's too tempting. It's too tempting with no
Definitely.
oversight. And
But
that's the
also,
problem.
a lot of people who are trying to do it differently or they're trying to do it the right way, those tend to be the people who experience a lot more cognitive dissonance.
Yeah.
And they're maybe almost, in my opinion, when you get to that point, you're almost 1 foot out the door.
Yeah.
With MLMs.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree. Kelly says it's a terrible business model to learn any kind of business ethics through.
Absolutely.
And again, yeah, because you're able to contribute to your own volume, it becomes too tempting to buy your way to your rank. And that is a lot of people don't have
inventory
this.
loading.
Yeah, they don't have the self-control to keep losing that rank until they're actually able to find real customers. And it's just, I don't know. It's not the conversation for tonight, but it's just a whole thing for sure.
It's a hamster wheel.
Yes.
That's what Jessica Hickson calls it. You're constantly replacing people who are falling away, and you're doing everything you can just to maintain. So if that means the last day of the month that you have to spend another $200 to maintain your rank, you're going to be inclined to do that so that you don't lose whatever bonuses you're supposed to get.
Yeah, exactly. I'm trying to find one of, I would say, and let me try to put this in here.
It's all good.
Okay. So this is the same lady from earlier, and I'm only using this as an example because it's a specific scenario that I see across the board. And
Ooh.
Kayla, I want to get you, I want to get your opinion on this because I don't have any kids. I just have big feelings about, and chat, let me know if I'm off base. I find it incredibly wrong to use your kids to sell oils or to sell your multi-level marketing product, because how are they going to feel safe in telling you no? Because you're the reason that they have a roof over their heads. You're the reason that they get to eat. So if they do say no, are they going to get lashback or backlash, whatever, down the line? Can they truly feel like they can say no? What if they don't truly want to be on the internet? What if they want their privacy? You know what I'm saying? And that's my
Absolutely. And this is something, honestly, we read, or I've watched a lot of anti-MLM like horror stories videos of grown people who grew up and were raised by people who were in MLMs and who have unfortunately broken their relationships with their parents because of that. Because they're like, this is actually a problem, what you're getting involved in. And the parents don't like that very much because, you know, in my opinion, they're brainwashed. Maybe there's the sunk cost fallacy. They've put too much time and effort and money into it. They don't want to give up now because one day they might have financial freedom.
Yeah.
So that does happen a lot in MLMs. And it's interesting to hear from the perspective of people who are grown adults who had parents who were in these multi-level marketing companies and were raised in that environment, because I can only imagine how much stress, like as a child of someone in that field, how much stress you would feel.
Yeah, exactly. And again, it's like they're going to feel that stress. They probably don't want their parent to be stressed, so they want to do something to help you not be stressed. So yeah, they're going to say yes to selling this or to going to your event and being the cute kid
Yeah.
to make you more acceptable or more
To pass out your business cards.
Yeah. So
Use
I
your
mean,
kids to pass out your business cards.
I
Just
think
like the reel that you showed, or well, the stories you showed a little bit ago. She had her child
yes.
telling people the recipe, like, oh, that's so cute. Like, that's going to
Yeah.
hook more people in.
Yeah, and I've heard so many people say like, I can't wait till I have kids so that they can sell just like
Aw.
it's so cute or whatever, and it's
That's
like,
so sad.
no,
Please
do not
don't.
like. It's like, and I do see it, and I guess it's a harsh view to say like that is exploiting your kids for personal profit.
I mean, I would say that 100%.
And I mean, I guess like, how can they say no? And how can you ask them to do this when it really isn't an option for them to say no in the first place? And that's
But
my perspective.
yeah, and it also, if you think about it from the perspective of the child, and to give some credit to people who are in multi-level marketing companies, they're some of the most hardest working people. I mean, how many
Yeah.
hours a week are these people putting into their multi-level marketing companies because they think that it's their own business?
Yeah.
So think about all the children who are around their mom or their dad, but mom and dad their mind is a million miles away. And I hate to see, there was a reel that was floating around of someone in multi-level marketing. I don't know what company she was with. And she was like, when you're at the park and you forget that you're supposed to be watching your child because you're on a Zoom call or whatever, you're working. And like the child pops in and is like, hi. And it's, hi, Jake, what are you doing here? It was that audio.
Yeah.
But it's just like, please pay attention to your children when you're out in public. Your child is going to get abducted or something. Like, please watch your children. Don't just have your face in your phone the entire time. But just imagine how neglected you could feel as a child with a parent who is constantly working like that.
Yeah, and I know like there's lots of, I know there's to be fair, there's lots of parents who have their own businesses, are working a lot of hours and stuff. It's just, it seems like this is an easily avoidable situation to not put your kids on a platform to push your product. And that's not really a fair wording of it, but that's as nice without curse words as I can.
I love that. No, that's great.
All right.
That's great.
This is 1 minute and 17 seconds, so it's a quick watch.
So we'll have 20 minutes of commentary.
Yeah. Looks so cute today. Okay, Ella's gonna share a tutorial.
Oh no.
On what?
On a glow.
And these cute little bottles.
And I wish you could see their faces, because there's parts when like the mom is talking and you see kind of the uncomfortableness or the extra awareness of the camera, or just some things where it's like, this kid would not be choosing to do this and it's not even in the same realm of doing chores. It's
just like the body language of this,
yes.
Of these people as they're doing this. It's kind of like when you watch stories or reels of someone in multi-level marketing who ropes someone in that doesn't really want to be there. And you're just like, okay, blink twice if you're being held hostage. Are you okay?
Yeah. And it really does make me sad, because I don't know. I just have strong feelings about it, and I don't know. And it's not even just like, it really is in the business sense. Like, I feel like this is exploitive. So
I shared yesterday, cheers, Ella. These pink little bottles come with this Haven diffuser. We put this on our, did I just spit on you?
Blowed so hard on me. Okay, so I kicked my mom out because she kept blowing on me.
Oh, no.
This is the diffuser that comes with those oils. It's very cute, and we have it in Lola's room. And it's on the teen gift guide, if you want to see that. So first, for the glow, I added jojoba oil to this. Then you're going to do 10 drops of lavender.
Her mom is still in there. You can hear in the
sure.
background. So it's this, I feel it feels scripted, or her mom told her what to say for all of this, which that's neither here nor there. It's just to create this image and to use your kids to sell products. It's just an icky feeling for sure.
Lavender is really good for sleep. Also, it's like very good in general. And then we have peace and calming, and you're going to do 10 drops of that too. And then you have your glow. Okay, so I just shook this up, and then to use the glow, you could just do like a few drops in your hand or on your face or anything. And after you wash your face, you can just put it on. Really simple.
Can I just say that I spent the last 4 years trying to figure out why my skin was so oily? That's a real problem.
Yep. Yep.
I want
and that's their
It'll make
little,
you oily. It'll make
yeah,
you slick. I don't know about glowing.
yeah. And so they're selling this little bundle that they had at the time, $135 for these oils. Lavender is like $20, and this one's like $11, and that one I think is $30. So it's
Is it
supposedly a
peace and
deal.
calming?
Yeah,
Is that
peace
what
and
that
calming
is?
and something else, and then you get the little ceramic diffuser and 2 bottles. So it's like great gift. It's a great gift, so you should buy it too. So yeah, it's just, I don't know. I have icky feelings, and that's a very, I tried to get a more of a tame sample because I'm not trying to just bash for bashing's sake, but
Oh, absolutely. That's not what we're
yeah,
doing here.
yeah.
We're just pointing out problematic behaviors.
Yeah, and I was on the executive Young Living call earlier today because I guess they forgot. I mean, if you see this Young Living, just take my email off. I'll let you find out what that is. And the girl who was teaching on it, she said, "Do whatever you can to grow your business. Use your kids." And I was like, "What the bleep? What the bleep? What the heck?" And it, not everyone's gonna feel the same way. I understand that, but it's just, your kids are not pawns. Don't exploit them. Stop it. Just stop
But
it.
how many times have we seen children ingesting things like Shakeology and Herbalife and essential oils? How many times have we seen the promotion of the use of clove and thieves on the gums of your infant to help
Yeah,
with
undiluted.
teething?
Yeah,
Undiluted.
yeah,
Like, I don't know if you ever put any sort of woodsy essential oil like in your mouth. I Sarah Harnish recommended putting cedar wood on your thumb and sucking on it. And to this day, like, I will never forget that taste. That was nasty.
yeah.
And I
It's
just
not
can't
good.
imagine, like, these babies cannot communicate with you that is uncomfortable. Even, you know, it's just like, even if they wanted to, because you're the parent, like, they're reliant on you, they're
Right,
trusting you. And I think
right.
that's goes back to a lot of the points that you've been making
Yeah,
about consent.
yeah. And I don't have kids, just to be clear for the chat. I don't have kids. I just have lots of feelings about it. And I guess I appreciate my parents not putting my entire life on the internet because it wasn't really a thing to do. So I kind of appreciate that all of my worst moments weren't used as like an opportunity to show like the tantrum tamer,
Oh my gosh,
like
yes,
putting
for
it on your
sure.
back and like showing how much you calm down. And it's like, why are you
Well,
showing it? Yeah.
how
So
many times have we seen moms hold peace and calming or lavender under an infant's nose while they're
yeah,
crying? And they're like, it really works to make them stop crying.
yeah.
Things like
And
that.
the olfactory part of your brain is so powerful.
Yeah.
Holding that oil right up there to your nose, like, you're not supposed to do that. So like,
You're
you're
going to
supposed to
overwhelm
hold, yeah,
yourself.
you're going to overwhelm it. You need to hold it very far away from your nose, and you're supposed to waft it because that's such a sensitive part of your brain. So I'm not, again, not a medical professional. I'm just saying, like, they're misusing it, and it's
Well,
potentially
you become
harmful.
desensitized to it as well, and you
Yeah.
don't realize when you're overusing. There's a lot of harmful negative side effects that can happen to overexposure with essential oils in general, whether you're doing it aromatically, topically, or with ingestion.
Right.
And just to touch on the thing about children and consent and the internet, my crazy 2-year-old is absolutely just running across the floor of me right now, and I can hear him like screaming. He's having a great time. He's with his dad,
Yeah.
but like, you won't find pictures of him publicly on the internet. He busts into my live videos all the time. Can't stop him from that.
Right. Yeah.
But I'm not putting pictures of him out there on the internet. You just won't find it. I'll put it in like my close friends' stories sometimes.
Yeah.
Because I love him and I want to show him off. But again, like, I want to give him that consideration. And not everybody, feels that way. That's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
You do you. It's fine. I'm sure that he wouldn't care, even if he was conscious of what was going on. Like, we're definitely growing up in a world of technology and
Yeah.
screens and all of those things. But like, I have my private groups, my private Instagram and my private Facebook that I don't ever get on anymore for that,
Yeah, for sure. And I get that. And I'm not trying to be like, oh, no kids on the internet. I just think it's a conversation that, because we are, again, like you said, Kayla, in such a technology driven world, we are experiencing things for the first time, and we are not even on the other side of some of these younger kids with the internet and Instagram and Facebook and stuff, as they've grown up, some people have their entire existence documented, and you don't even know what the like sometimes you do. There have been some YouTube kids who are part of the family vlogger, and they've grown up and now they're like,
Yes.
I wish that I had not been a part of any of those videos, and I wish like my content could be deleted, and because their parents make money on YouTube,
Aw.
they're not
See,
able
and
to take them off.
that's
So
the underlying issue in regards to what we're talking about with multi-level marketing is they're doing it for financial gain.
yeah,
That's the issue that we're
right.
having, really, because the whole internet, like the children growing up with the internet and the technology, that's like a whole other conversation.
Right. Oh, for sure. And it's
Yeah.
the impossible choice because the monetary factor tied to the kid being in to make it more, to make your pitch cuter or to make your it more appealing, like
Or
hey,
more relatable.
more relatable.
If your
Yeah.
brand is, I'm a mom, I'm a stay-at-home mom, entrepreneur, business, I'm a momtrepreneur. There you
Yeah.
go. Hashtag boss babe. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
that's like, you make that your brand online. That's cool. I follow lots of mom Instagram accounts. Love it. Love to see these people's children. I'm like, I feel like I know these children. Like
Yeah.
Savannah Marie's children. I'm like, I love her children. I've never met her children, but
Yeah.
I love her children.
Yeah.
And I don't remember where I was going with all of that, honestly. My brain was like, you started this
Yeah.
sentence, but now I don't remember where
I think it's
I
a
was going with
range.
it.
Yeah, I think it's a range. I think it's a varied conversation. I think people naturally enjoy seeing, families and like seeing like how that is. I think, it's just it's a conversation that is definitely has been keeps coming to mind as I see over and over and over and over again, overcoming the uncomfortableness of a multi-level marketing with the appearance of a kid, or showing how much their kids appreciate the business because they get to play more sports or go on more trips or do this. And while that is a finite like result of the financial like benefit of the multi-level marketing company, it's being used as a lure for other people to do the same thing.
MLMs prey on moms. There are a lot of things that prey on moms, but MLMs really, really, really prey on moms. Like, who doesn't want to be home with their babies? Who
Yeah.
wants to be missing their children's soccer games? That kind of
Yeah,
thing.
for sure. And again, and that's a really big desire in a lot of moms. And and not every mom can do that. Like in terms of like doctors or nurses or firefighters or paramedics, or there's some jobs where you can't just delete all these jobs to be able to stay at home. It's an unfortunate part of life because thankfully there's women in so many different areas. So
Absolutely.
but they use that to sign people up, so for sure.
Well, especially Karina and I talk about this all the time. When you're a new mom, there's a lot of things about multi-level marketing that are going to appeal to you because maybe you're going through loneliness, and you desire that community. That's a big one right there, is they're going to use the fact that you are a new mom. Like, not only are these products going to be everything that you ever needed in order to be healthy while you're raising your baby and going through postpartum, and that goes into health claims, but also you're going to be a part of this community that's going to take care of you and love you and support you and pour into you.
Yeah.
And you don't realize it's just another bait and switch tactic, because once you take a step back from the business, a lot of people end up getting shunned and cut off from their community that was supposed to be like a lifelong community.
Yeah, because they've created the villain of anybody not being in a multi-level marketing opportunity, when in reality, I'm still friends with some people who are in multi-level marketing. And, we were talking last night about how can you have that compassionate conversation and be interested without having an ulterior agenda to get someone out of multi-level marketing. And I'm like, I don't even know where to start, because I'm always like, man, if only, because I wish someone would have told me for sure. But it's
Definitely.
like the community is a draw. Being a part of a group, being part of a positive group, it is a draw. And while you know, a lot of us don't have those groups still, because once you leave, it's like they never knew you existed.
Yeah, absolutely. Because you don't financially benefit them anymore, and their time, like the way that they prioritize things and relationships and people and their time.
Yeah.
And I do want to say, Jeanne, if I'm pronouncing that right, if I am pronouncing it wrong, I'm so sorry. She put, not all of us have kids. And that's true. Like, this is just an aspect, another form of deception and bait and switch and allure that we just happen to be talking about is the children of people who participate in multi-level marketing and how they prey on moms and ultimately
as an aspect
children.
of aspect of the exploitation that happens.
Yeah.
Obviously the exploit or exploiting their own kids to personally profit. And they might be saying, well, this pays for our mortgage, it pays for the food for them, it pays for their clothes. And it's like, okay, but on another level, and again, it's that whole consent issue, and we don't have to talk about this, but it's again, that's the issue with the exploitation. It's they're being able to actually give consent without fearing that their lifestyle is not going to change, like they're not going to get treated different. And you know, a kid a lot of times is going to say, like, I'm going to do the thing that's going to keep me the safest. Yeah, I mean, maybe not an overt thing,
also
but
want the approval of their parents more often than not, or the attention of their parents. And if you're in multi-level marketing and you're not giving the attention to your children that they want and need and crave, then maybe they'll do whatever they need to do in order to get that attention from you.
Yeah,
including and it might, popping in on your Facebook Live or your Instagram stories.
Yeah. Or doing a little, you know, tutorial.
Yeah.
And it might not be as overt as we're saying. We're just saying that seems to be a glaring, it seems to be starting to be a glaring problem.
Across the board. Across the board. Multi-level marketing.
Yeah, it's not just Young Living. It's not just Monat. It's not just all of the ones we love to, you know, talk about all the time. But it's like, talking about it is not dangerous. Talking about it is the start to the solution. Asking questions is not dangerous. Asking questions is
it's not negative either.
It's not negative. It's starting the conversation, and we can have kind of a safe conversation here in the chat and hopefully answer some of your questions in the future. But again, I think conversation is valuable instead of, we're not going to be in a Thunderdome here. If you're more pro multi-level marketing, cool, like let's talk, because
definitely we don't just cut people out because they don't agree with us. That's not how we do it here. But also, I did want to say, like, unfortunately, there are other deceptive practices that MLMs put into place for the people who don't have kids. So unfortunately, it's like a lose-lose situation.
I mean, the community for sure was a big draw for me. We move around all the time, so it was nice to be a part of a positive
military
group.
Wife.
Mm-hmm. Yep, my husband's in the military.
Another group of people.
Yes, we are targeted more much. Yeah, they're like, oh, you move around a lot, like you should join this. It's such a great community, and it's like,
you can take it with you wherever you go.
Yep, literally the sales pitch that I was given to join. So it's like,
all the time.
Yeah, so it's, you know, there's people looking for community, like that's an actual pull for people. So it's disingenuous to I sometimes I do feel in the anti-MLM community, the conversation is, well, the community you found in multi-level marketing was a farce. Okay, yes, it wasn't like sustainable. It wasn't real in terms of getting over any obstacle, but there's still that desire in most people, like, to be a part of a community. So it felt real at the time. Or they want, you know, when I was like, well, I'm going to leave multi-level marketing, like I don't have any group to jump into. So like, not really that I jumped in here, but like getting to chat with people in the comments or whatever kind of felt like a safe place to like not go cold turkey, basically, from like having a group of people to not. So I mean, it's
good to talk with people who have had the same experiences that you have had, because you've got to think 99% of people in all reality are not succeeding in this business, and it's not a sustainable business either. So many people are constantly dropping away. That turnaround rate is insane. And so there's a lot of people to have this conversation with. So hello, if you're in multi-level marketing and you're afraid that you're going to lose your community by stepping away, you can sit with us. If you want to. It's not like something that we're going to promote, like you should leave your multi-level marketing company and join us on the anti-MLM side. Like, it doesn't have to be like that. It's
Yeah,
just
and
like if you want to have a conversation with someone who has experienced a lot of these very nuanced topics and deceptive practices that you've been through, a lot of us have been there as well.
Yeah, and if you, I mean, even if you have the conversation with us and it better prepares you to not be as exploited as much and you still stay, like, that's great. I think the same
Yeah.
situation, Angelique
Yeah.
with I'm sorry, the company who shall not be named, she was set on staying in that company and was having great conversations with people in the
She wanted
anti-MLM.
to do it differently.
Yeah, and the company said absolutely not. So, in my opinion, that she didn't tell me that. I was just kind of like what I saw from the sidelines. So I don't want to get her in trouble. But
that was
again,
a very public.
it was a very public falling out. But it's like the people that I saw that she was able to talk to were perfectly happy having these great conversations and her staying in.
While
what I
she
thought
was still in, yeah,
yeah,
for
and what
sure.
she was still, and they weren't saying like, "Hey, you gotta join us," but they're having real conversations, and it's like it's not an all or nothing. It's just like let's talk, like let's ask those profit and loss questions. Let's see, like
that cognitive dissonance.
Yeah,
is big in the people who are asking those questions. Finally,
Yeah, they don't like change because it doesn't benefit them. That's a good point.
Anti-MLM is a movement that you meet people through. It's not a community that is monetarily conditional. Absolutely. And that's another thing. It's like if we say, hey, our DMs are open and you want to have a conversation, it's kind of like a breath of fresh air to know that those people aren't just having that conversation with you because of the business that you're in together.
Right. And your positive or negative interaction that happens in those DMs, like there's no financial tag that goes with that. Like if you say yes, like we don't make anything off that. If you say no, like we don't make anything off that. And that's not to like, delegitimize like whatever you're doing in multi-level marketing, but it is saying like, hey, that's a factor. Like maybe you purchasing inventory every month as much as you are, like maybe that's not the best decision for you because it's really benefiting your upline more than it's benefiting you. It's just a question.
Yeah, for sure. And not to summon the anti-MLM crowd or anything.
Oh, no.
But we know that they like to say, well, you're just making money off of hating on people. And it's like, nobody has given me a paycheck. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I haven't made money off of this. I'm very passionate about this subject. But that doesn't mean that I'm monetarily reliant on it.
Yeah.
I make no money from doing this.
I mean, it is a conversation, and like what is dangerous about the conversation other than you don't like what we're talking about? And I don't think information is inherently dangerous, and it seems to be vilified in the multi-level marketing community because you are reprimanded for asking questions because you come across as negative
and that's a cult tactic. And Stephen has such a right model.
I do this for free, so joke is on you. Sorry. Karina's like coming in with the
Yes, exactly, Karina. But information control. That's all I was saying. Is a big aspect of multi-level marketing, and that's a red flag.
It is a red flag, and that is one of the big reasons I ended up finally deciding to leave Young Living is because of, I don't remember if you remember the drama gate of the essential oil book that people lost their mind over in February. Thy word made flesh or whatever.
Yes, it was that one. The demons of Young Living.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, I got the newsletter from Mary Young where she was telling the consultants to buy the book.
And it was the newsletter that comes in the boxes of products.
Yeah,
like,
so I
always
had
threw those newsletters away.
Yeah, and I guess I'm a hoarder a little bit, and so I love a good I don't know. I love
just like a little magazine insert.
Yes,
I used to keep them, and they were just collecting in a folder. Yeah. Now I wish I hadn't thrown them away because I'd love to dissect them. I did recently notice they don't shout out their diamonds on those newsletters anymore.
Yeah, because of the multi-level marketing crowd. So they wiped a lot of their Royal Crown diamonds. Yes. And diamonds and crown diamonds from their website because it had information being able to like go and look them up on social media. So that's not like for sure what happened, but I know I'm a graphic designer. I'm in marketing. Like, I know when a website's been scrubbed for stuff. So it's just, it
Definitely.
was interesting. It was information control too. But again, she said to buy the book. The book had the forward, and the way their marketing team handled it, and the way that my uplines handled it, I was like, absolutely not. We're not doing this. We're not doing the censorship that you've spoken for over 2 years about being for freedom of speech, and then you're going to tell your team when it financially benefits you to, no, you can't look up this information because it's not real. No thanks. I'm out. So,
Well,
yeah.
the religious aspect of multi-level marketing in general never affected me because I'm not a religious human being. I'm just not. Like, you
Yeah.
do what you do, and I'm
Yeah.
gonna do what I do. It's fine. But the faith manipulation, and that can be a whole other video. We'll definitely have to do this again because we can just talk about this forever.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Does anybody have any more questions before? I didn't get to show all our stuff because I kept talking. But again, it's hard to like not like take apart the videos because again, we blurred faces because these situations happen across companies and across independent brand partners within Young Living. There are people being non-compliant, so we didn't want to say look for this specific person because they're not being compliant. No, there's lots of people doing it, and you don't need to specifically target one person. And I would never say target anyone, but it's helpful to recognize situations so it's not confusing and you're more prepared and you're more equipped with education and knowledge so that you can make better decisions for yourself.
Yeah, because a lot of people are running into these situations and these deceptive practices. And just giving you guys an example of what is happening, like dissecting, like, this seems very innocent, but in reality, this is actually what's happening, is going to help equip people against those kinds of things, from falling into those deceptions.
Yeah, and again, it's helping you make an informed choice and saying they're making an income claim or they're making a health claim that breaks their agreement. Now, whether I decide to buy the product or not, that's up to my own decision. But I know that there's overt manipulation going on, and because I'm aware of it, I'm not gonna have to be subjected to it as much. And so I think I maybe speak for Kayla, maybe not, that we both like believe that education is always helpful. Like, growing your knowledge is always helpful in helping you help others and helping you help yourself, basically.
Well, that's the point of us being here. So that was
Right.
well said, is education.
Yeah.
It's not just commentary. And I know that there are a lot of anti-MLM content creators who put like a comedic spin on it. I do personally feel like a lot of anti-MLM content creators end up kind of dissociating from the Huns being real people. And we just have to remember that even though maybe they are manipulating others and we're using that as an example to help educate, they also are victims.
Right. And I sorry, my microphone's hot.
It's okay.
I agree. And I think that the hard thing is because so many people get in sometimes with these bigger leaders when they're so shiny and so popular and like they have that kind of enigmatic cult of personality. I say cult of personality where it's just like they're so they draw people to them like naturally.
It's attraction marketing.
Attraction. And so you follow them and you kind of have those rose-colored glasses on, and I think sometimes the strategy has been, well, you love this person because, or you think they're this, and this, when really they're not. And I think that it might be a slower route to only talk about the technical kind of side of the problems with multi-level marketing.
Karina's
but also I like to talk.
We love you anyway, Karina.
I'm going to say it, so cover your ears. I like to talk mad shit, but I'm starting to work in more education. Not going to lie, though. It's not my forte. Girl, we love the cursey words, as Emily B. Baker says. Yeah. And I'm not saying like, hey, you know what? If you're being okay, I hope cover your little kids' ears. I'm just going to say one thing. If your leader is being a jackass, we're probably going to say that. And I'm not like, you can there's an opportunity to treat people the right way, and if you're not, we're gonna say like, no, we're not. They're being a bully. They're being a bully.
Absolutely.
We're not gonna.
And that's not us being a bully.
Yeah.
That's not how that works. Like, holding people accountable is different from bullying, and that's all I really need to say about that.
For sure. And if you remember when you were a kid on the playground, I mean, I remember first grade growing up, and one of the kids was pushing and shoving one of my friends, and they were picking on her, and I went over and I broke them up, and I went and got the teacher too. And it's like, I'm not saying like go physically stop someone. I'm saying like, if you see someone harming someone else, which is essentially what I think we're trying to do here, you can like stand up and speak up.
Accountability. Kelly just put that in the comments. Yeah. Absolutely. That's what we're striving for here.
Yeah. And I think, in that accountability, gloves are off if they're out here just being a-holes for no reason.
Absolutely.
Yeah, exactly. And so, and I think it's a dance. I think it's nuanced. And I think, the more we invite compassion and empathy into the conversation too, I think it can be a very dynamic conversation.
Definitely. And there's a lot of diversity in anti-MLM content creation in general. So
I love that.
Everybody's going to have their own take. Everybody's going to have their own perspective. Some people have been in multi-level marketing.
Yes, exactly. Karina, yes. Yeah. And I like that, because we're not saying like, oh, it's duplicatable, just do everything like us. Like, it's so varied here. Yeah, it's so varied here, because there's so many different types of people. You can learn so much from different. Kelly.
Oh, I love this.
I read this quote today. If you don't accept accountability for your own actions, you'll always be on the defense. That sounds very much like a Hun's mentality, always on the defense. Absolutely. Yes, because I think they're taught that. They're taught to say people are going to hate multi-level marketing. Those people might be your family. They might be your friends. They could be anyone. Yeah. And so you're basically warned about those haters. And so when you meet them and we kind of do the same things that they're expecting us to do, like say, you're in a cult, which it's cult behavior for sure. It's cult behavior for sure. But when it doesn't, it's like we're playing in because they've already been conditioned to know how to react to the people bringing the information, and it's hard for sure.
And see, also, Kelly, the thing about this, and some people carry it out of MLMs with them. The thing about this is there's definitely a deprogramming aspect to getting out of MLM. There's also, I describe it as a grieving process.
Yes.
And even for me now, even though I speak on it daily, there are still things that I don't know what I was told that was true. Yep. And what was not. So there's still a lot of, you got to get your personality and your mindset and everything. And sometimes your entire way of life, you have to break away from the MLMs. Like, multi-level marketing affect me in a very big way.
Yeah.
And that happens to a lot of people.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. And I think it's for me, I guess, in a small facet, because I'm still a little bit religious. It was very confusing to have my uplines tell me, oh, this is what God told me to do.
Yes. God put this on your heart or in your path.
So it's all interwoven with theology or whatever you believe. And then it's like, how do I separate it? Because
I did watch that video.
Yeah. Hey, did y'all see Hannah's new video today? An upline wanted her downline to cut off her mom, BFF, and fiance.
Yeah.
What? And they do that. Again, it's that programming to say, like, this is what the haters look like. You don't need any negative in your life. Instead of saying, let me train better. Let me teach you better sales training. Let me teach you how to actually gain marketing skills. Let me go and show you how to go.
Well, even at the conferences, they don't train stuff like that.
It's all emotional, and there's no skills.
Absolutely.
And coming from, my dad has been in sales for a long time. And I've been in marketing for the past 12 years. I was in sales before that. And it's like, gosh, where's the actual meat of the learning? Because cold messaging is not it. And I will just say that it's not it. Cold messaging and cutting off people who love you, who have no financial interest or who have no vested interest in like your yes or your no, like saying that to the people, your uplines cutting people out, it's like a no.
Oh no, that's so sad.
Oh no. I'm glad that these are helping. It definitely helped me. It was very painful too. it was so painful to even think about leaving and think about losing those
Yeah.
friendships and all the money that we lost, for sure.
When you sit down and you do a profit and loss statement after the fact, and you're like, oh, this is bad.
Yeah, it's so painful, and it still feels painful. I've only been out for since April 22nd or whatever, and it's
So
still like you feel,
recent.
yeah,
Yeah.
and it's like I know I shouldn't feel shame, but I do. I feel like the stress on my marriage, like for what? And like, yeah, I can take what I learned and move forward with empathy, but it's still like it sucks. It sucks.
Absolutely.
Yes, Caitlin, we are here for you, Caitlin.
You are welcome to slide into our DMs anytime.
Yeah. Yeah.
We do need to wrap this up. I
Yes,
have a baby
absolutely.
that I got to get back to.
Yeah.
We could keep going.
Oh,
so
for sure.
if you want to do this again, maybe next week, I'm down,
Yeah.
or just whenever. We can schedule something for the future. We'll do this will be a part 2.
Yeah,
to
for
this
sure.
conversation.
That would be awesome. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us in the comments
Yeah.
and asking some great questions.
We appreciate
Thank
it.
you
And
to
we're saving
Kayla.
these videos.
Yes,
they'll
they'll
on
be
our
posted.
pages.
They'll Kayla's, well, one will be posted on Kayla's and mine. So if you want to watch it, and please do the YouTubey things, go like Kayla's video. And if you like the video, and if you want to see more, we would love it, the subscribe as well. And we really appreciate you coming back next time. So hope you all have a great evening.
Thanks for hanging out with us.
Bye.
Bye.